Hi everybody, this is Sarah, and you might be wondering why it's January 12th and not January 11th, but that's because I forgot to tell you about my boring life yesterday. Yesterday was actually extremely boring. I went to class at 2, I did some stuff in the morning, got done at 5, watched Charlie Chaplin during class, which was cool. And then I went and had Tim Hortons right before that, and it was delicious. I had a nice cappuccino, so I would definitely recommend that. And then I did some stuff. I think I went to I don't know. I did something where I couldn't be around. Oh, yeah, I didn't do anything. Anyway, so I ended up having poutine. I did it. I had poutine. That's like the Canadian dish, I guess. It's very popular. What you do is you just take fries and you smother in gravy and cheese curds, which are like shredded mozzarella. And it was alright. I wasn't gonna say it's fantastic. I remember what I did yesterday. Okay, 6 o'clock. I had a movie night at the International Center. We were watching a foreign film that was in German, and I was like, I really enjoy foreign films, listening to another language, but everyone else was extremely bored by it, so we had to stop, and we instead watched The Dictator, which if you've seen it, you know how raunchy it can be. But that's besides the point. It was funny, I must admit. So I had poutine, and it was good, but it wasn't great, and I asked my roommate, and she said, well, it's probably because it's from the cafeteria. And I was like, okay, true enough. So that was that day. Then this morning, I woke up at 8:30 and got ready to go to Niagara Falls. Bum, bum, bum. So we got on a bus at 10 o'clock and we drove to Niagara Falls. If you've ever been there, they dropped us off in front of the Hershey store, which I wanted to go in, but we didn't have time. So instead, we went up to the falls and I was like, whoa, this is really tiny. It ended up that was the American Falls, so we had to keep walking. And finally we got to the real deal and it was like huge. And I have video of that which I will show you once I get my camera cord that my father is supposed to send to me. But we'll see if that happens. So we did that and I really wanted to go ice skating. Before we even went, I was like, I'm gonna do this while we're here. So some people were like, hey, you guys wanna go ice skating? I was like, heck yes. Raising my hand. So we made our way over there. We had to hop a fence because there was like this really long fence, and if you wanted to get across, you'd have to go into a bridge, and it was like really difficult. So we just hopped the fence. I got stuck on the middle. I was like, oh crap. I actually got over. And then we stood in line, got our skates on. It was $11.60 for the skate rental and the skating, so that's really, I thought that was a pretty good deal. I got my shoes laced up real tight, and I started to get on the ice, and I was like, oh. And it is difficult a little bit at first, but then I realized it's just like rollerblading, so I was like doing my rollerblade moves, and it was awesome, and I did really good. So, again, I have pictures, but they won't be up there until my camera cord comes. After we skate, it is time for lunch. So we saw a TGI Fridays up the hill, and our, this Australian guy was like, hey, there's some Germans hanging out there. We should go eat with them. And we're like, okay. Even though at first I was like, wow, that's gonna be lame. That's an American place. I want to be someplace cool. So we get up there, and we sit down, and he calls them, and they're like, oh, we're not at that TGI Fridays. We're at a different one. And we're like, are you kidding? There's two of them in the same town. So we took a walk, and it was very long. And by the time we got to the TGI Fridays, it was 1 o'clock, and we had to leave at 2. We get in there, and we ordered really fast, and our food came. The waitress was very good about getting us our checks quickly, so that was good. And I had a California burger with fries, and it was delicious. The Australians saw that there was an Outback Steakhouse nearby, and they were like, "Oh, that's such a joke," because one of them had been in there, and he said it was really ridiculous how they had portrayed Australian food. So anyway, we got back to the bus just at 2 when they were scheduled to leave, and I really wish we would have gotten a chance to go in Clifton Hill, but maybe next time. So anyway, I hope you guys had a great day, weekend. Maybe you did something, maybe you didn't. I'm just kind of chilling, and have a good night. Bye.